Why don't Christians care for Santa? So Santa is a false idol, a false god. And if anyone teaches children the Santa way as the true Christmas story, they're teaching children how to worship idols. Let me explain. All I really have to do is line up some famous Santa Christmas music with scripture, and it would be clear to see that society paints Santa as a counterfeit Jesus. And if you think about the concept of Santa, you will understand. Society portrays Santa as an all-knowing, omnipresent being, giving godly attributes to something made up from the human mind, a man's creation. It is deception, and society is feeding that deception to kids. Everything that is false is contrary to God, because God is all truth. There is no falsehood in him. 1 John 1:5-6 says, "This is the message we have heard from him and declare to you, God is light. In him there is no darkness at all. If we claim to have fellowship with him and yet walk in darkness, we lie and do not live out the truth." Light in the Bible is another way of saying knowledge or truth. God is truth. There is no falsehood in him. John 14:6, Jesus answered, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." Speaking of father, society also portrays Santa as a father figure. Just think about it. Kids sitting on his lap, telling him everything they want. That kind of reminds me of what Jesus said in John 14:13-14. It says, "And I will do whatever you ask in my name, so that the Father may be glorified in the Son. You may ask me for anything in my name, and I will do it." Just listen to the Christmas music lyrics about Santa. The lyrics of Santa Claus is Coming to Town says, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why, Santa Claus is coming to town. Reading that reminds me of 1 Thessalonians 5:2. "For you know very well that the day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night." Let's keep on reading. Gather round. He's making a list and checking it twice. He's going to find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. Okay, that reminds me of the Book of Life. Luke 10:20. "However, do not rejoice that the spirits submit to you, but rejoice that your names are written in heaven." He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Now tell me, for all my Christians in the building, does that not sound familiar to you? Psalms 139, 1-3. "You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways." And also, the giving of cookies and milk is a form of idol sacrifice, if you think about it. Expressing gratitude and appreciation for what Santa brings, a false idol instead of the actual one who provides. Romans 1:21-23 says, "Yes, they knew God, but they wouldn't worship him as God or even give him thanks. And they began to think of foolish ideas of what God was like. As a result, their minds became dark and confused. Claiming to be wise, they instead became utter fools. And instead of worshiping the glorious, ever-living God, they worshipped idols made to look like mere people and birds and animals and reptiles." Now I just want to share two other verses with you. Habakkuk 2:18. "Of what value is an idol carved by a craftsman, or an image that teaches lies? For the one who makes it trusts in his own creation. He makes idols that cannot speak." 1 John 5:21 says, "Dear children, keep away from anything that might take God's place in your hearts." Now, after hearing this, I hope it opened your eyes to the truth. Santa is a false god. Don't celebrate him or teach him to your children. Otherwise, you'll be teaching your children how to worship idols and teaching yourself. That is all.